Email it to Eyewitness News at video@myabc7.com.
Welcome to World News. Tonight, an important part of the '08 vote, John McCain has won a critical victory over Mitt Romney in the Republican primary in Florida. Rudy Giuliani came in a distant third. On the edge, new numbers show home foreclosures are soaring. The reason we start a new series on the money problems of everyday Americans. Economics seen from the kitchen table. Moody blues. Scientists try to explain the midlife crisis. It might not be your spouse or your job, but simply a matter of age. And cold shoulder, Obama and Clinton at the State of the Union. Did he snub her?
From ABC News headquarters, this is World News with Charles Gibson.
Good evening. Another Tuesday, another critical primary. And as we said in the headlines, ABC News is projecting that John McCain has won an important victory over Mitt Romney in the most important Republican primary so far, the state of Florida. Rudy Giuliani staked his future on winning Florida. He is a very distant third. And if you look at the numbers, we have 62% of the vote in so far. John McCain with over a 60,000 vote lead over Mitt Romney and a 4 percentage point lead. McCain carries Florida. It is an extraordinary comeback for John McCain, whose campaign was in such trouble late last year, and it certainly puts him in a very good position going into Super Tuesday a week from tonight. But we're going to check with our correspondents who cover the Republicans, and we're going to start with Ron Claiborne, who covers the John McCain campaign for us, and they've got to be pleased with this one.
Well, pleased indeed, Charlie. This is huge. This is just really huge. John McCain, if this holds up, and we're projecting him to be the winner, this means he has won a Republican closed primary, not depending upon those independent votes that gave him the margin of victory in New Hampshire and South Carolina. And with it, he gets the 3 M's, the big 3 M's going into Super Tuesday next Tuesday. That is momentum, money, and media attention.
And he also gets, Ron, a D, delegates, because 57 delegates at stake in the state of Florida. It's a winner-take-all state. He gets them all. Ron Claiborne, thanks. John Berman covers Mitt Romney for us, and this is a state, John, he spent a lot of money. He staked a lot in Florida, didn't get it.
That's right, and Romney's speaking right now behind me. He said almost, not quite. And as you said, everything was lined up for Mitt Romney here. Only Republicans could vote. He has all the money to spend. He outspent all his opponents combined, and he had the issue. Everyone in the country is talking about the economy. Mitt Romney always has thought that he is much stronger than John McCain on that issue. So what went wrong? Romney aides point to the endorsement of Charlie Crist, the high-profile governor of Florida who backed John McCain over the weekend. Also, they say McCain went negative over the weekend on the issue of Iraq, and that hurt Mitt Romney. So what next? Now the Romney campaign really is in a position where they have to cherry-pick delegates around the country. Look at places like Minnesota, Colorado, Montana, states with caucuses and conventions where organization and money matters. That's where Mitt Romney is going to target. Charlie.
All right, John Berman, thanks very much. Jake Tapper has been with Rudy Giuliani in recent days. Giuliani, as we said, staked so much on this one, and word is he gets out tomorrow, Jake?
That's the plan right now. You can hear Rudy Giuliani. He is giving what sounds very much like a farewell speech, although he has not officially dropped out of the race. Sources tell ABC News that Rudy Giuliani and John McCain's campaigns have talked about Giuliani flying to California tomorrow as planned and endorsing John McCain before the Republican debate. The plans are still ongoing, but Rudy Giuliani right now giving a speech in which he says very much everything in the past tense. He's proud of the campaign that he ran. I don't back down, but there must always be a purpose. The responsibility of leadership doesn't end with a single campaign, looking very much like a valedictory address.
All right, thanks very much. Jake Tapper. Rudy Giuliani, who led in the national polls for so long, but adopted a risky strategy, bypassing the early primaries to concentrate on Florida, a strategy that didn't work. Our chief Washington correspondent, George Stephanopoulos, with us now. This is an extraordinary comeback for John McCain from where his campaign was just a few months ago, out of money and without much support.
it had collapsed. He had to fire almost all of his staff. He was broke, as you said. He had to take federal matching funds. He had been left for dead on the political playing fields, but he came back, going back to his roots, getting that win in New Hampshire with a strategy based on town meetings. As the situation in Iraq got better, his campaign picked up speed, and he was also to take out Rudy Giuliani in those early states, especially in New Hampshire. And now he is, Charlie, clearly the front runner. This nomination is his to lose, and he's likely to get that big boost that Jake Tapper just talked about when Rudy Giuliani endorses him. That will give him a huge boost in the states of New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, all winner-take-all states. So while Mitt Romney is cherry-picking for those delegates out west, it's very likely that John McCain is going to have a head of steam towards tens of delegates, dozens of delegates next Tuesday.
And just literally in 10 seconds, it allows him to concentrate on California, I would suspect.
Absolutely. He's going to run a national campaign, a national primary, and the momentum will help him in all of those big states.
Coming up on Super Tuesday, when the Republicans, like the Democrats, will have primaries or caucuses in more than 20 states. But we do need to mention the Democrats because they also had a Florida primary today. Hillary Clinton, we project a big win over Barack Obama. You can take a look at the vote totals in the state of Florida. She had an 18% point win with 63% of the precincts reporting. But because no delegates were at stake for the Democrats, the vote in Florida really has no consequence. And the Democrats are already focused on next Tuesday as well, Super Tuesday, when 22 states, in their case, will hold primaries or caucuses. So how does a candidate campaign in 22 states in 1 week? Not easily and not cheaply. Here's Kate Snow.
Barack Obama spent today in the hometown of his maternal grandfather, El Dorado, Kansas.
This country is more than a collection of red states and blue states because my story could only happen in the United States of America.
The campaign for the Democratic nomination has gone from one-on-one with voters to a full-scale national push. Kansas is one of 22 states that will vote 1 week from today, states rich with Democratic delegates. In all, 1,700 delegates are up for grabs, a critical test for the campaign strategists.
You have to look at your schedule every day. You have to make decisions about where you're going to use your most precious resource, the candidate, his or her time, where you're going to spend your dollars and resources in terms of television advertising.
It is time now for Barack Obama.
Senator Kennedy's endorsement of Obama yesterday could help him in Massachusetts.
And the Kennedy name could help in heavily Hispanic states like New Mexico and Arizona, where Clinton now has an edge.
A new ad featuring Caroline Kennedy will run in major cities and on national cable starting tomorrow.
Barack Obama gives us that same chance.
But it's worth remembering Hillary Clinton has a lot of strength on that map. A subdued Bill Clinton was in New Jersey today. Tomorrow, the senator visits Arkansas, and the latest polls show her way ahead in California.
The campaigns will make a calculation that they can or cannot win California. And that's going to be the big enchilada.
A new Spanish ad for Clinton is running in California, Arizona, New York, and Connecticut. And Clinton will target New Yorkers with another ad, taking no chances, even in her home state. Kate Snow, ABC News, Washington.
As George Stephanopoulos mentioned, the voters in Florida today were saying overwhelmingly that the economy was the most important issue to them. Well, on that subject, the House of Representatives today gave overwhelming approval for the $146 billion economic stimulus plan. It took just 5 days to pass it. Rare speed for Washington. But, and there's always a but, it seems, in Washington, the Senate has its own plan, and action on it may not be as swift. ABC's Martha Raddatz joins us tonight. Martha?
Charlie, some House members and some members of the Senate are frankly furious about parts of this new Senate plan, and so is the White House.
The president today congratulated the House on passing the stimulus package.
The bill is passed, and
but urged the Senate to move quickly.
The temptation is going to be for the Senate to load it up. We need to get this bill out of the Senate and on my desk.
Here's some of the loading up the president is talking about. Democrat Ron Wyden and Republican John Thune want $5 billion in infrastructure spending added. Democrat Chuck Schumer, $500 million in housing relief. Republican Susan Collins and 34 others, $3.6 billion in heating assistance. And Olympia Snowe extending unemployment insurance. The list goes on, but what has really got some people angry is the new Senate proposal essentially blows the income cap off the House tax rebates, giving a $500 rebate to virtually every American, even the very wealthiest.
Sending a check for $1,000 to Bill Gates, not going to stimulate the economy. Sending $1,000 to Donald Trump, not going to stimulate the economy.
I think Warren Buffett should not have that rebate. And I'm totally opposed to it. I think it would be ill-advised. To take off the caps causes me to want to gag.
What worries many about the stimulus package is not the specifics of these bills, but the delay it could cause in getting rebate checks cut.
There is no possible improvement in this package that would warrant substantial delay.
Senators we talked to today insist the rebate checks will still be in the mail by May, but others say every day there is a delay in the bill makes that far less likely. Charlie?
Martha Raddatz, thanks, reporting from the White House tonight. One weather note tonight, that blast of stormy winter weather that has hammered the West with snow. Well, more is expected in the Northwest tonight, and in the plains, gusty winds are blowing bitter cold air, creating whiteout conditions. As the Arctic front moved east today, the temperature in St. Louis dropped 30 degrees in just 2 hours. Still ahead on this broadcast, the surging number of Americans facing foreclosure. We start a series on the kitchen table economic issues facing Americans. Researchers unravel the mystery of the midlife crisis, what 40-somethings around the world have in common. And talk about political theater. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton together last night. Did one of them snub the other?
This is World News with Charles Gibson. Brought to you by Centrum Cardio.
Vitamins and minerals of Centrum. There's a new member of the Centrum team that can fight cholesterol in new Centrum Cardio.
I'm Cardio, an all-natural ingredient, together with the only complete multivitamin that can lower cholesterol. Benefits may be seen in as little as 4 weeks.
Ah, why are we doing this?
Just like cholesterol, we're going down!
Working better together.
From A to Zinc.
New cholesterol-lowering Centrum Cardio.
Naturals from Purina Cat Chow. With whole grains, real chicken and salmon, and the goodness of leafy greens. You live well, you eat right. Help your cat do the same. Naturals from Purina Cat Chow.
Oh, no! I just parked here a second ago! Give me a break, will you? No.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles with 2 different gels for softness and support are outrageously comfortable.
On second thought, I think I'll walk.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
Honey! People with chronic constipation are on the move, thanks to prescription Amitiza. Amitiza gave a majority of people with chronic constipation relief within 24 hours. On average, people were able to go 5 to 6 times a week, compared to 3 to 4 times without Amitiza. Amitiza helps relieve symptoms like straining, abdominal discomfort, and bloating. Don't take Amitiza if you've ever had a bowel obstruction or have severe diarrhea. Women of childbearing age should have a negative pregnancy test and practice effective birth control due to the potential risk to the fetus. Talk to your doctor to evaluate the risks. In clinical studies, the most common side effects were nausea, diarrhea, and headache. Tell your doctor if you experience severe diarrhea or severe nausea. If chronic constipation slows you down, ask your doctor if you should move to Amitiza.
Imagine a place of healing, where the pain that comes along with how we live just goes away. And what if you could go there tonight and every night? Welcome to Tempur-Pedic. It's more than just a bed. It's therapy with the promise of a truly healing sleep. We invite you to learn more about our science and experience our soul. Welcome to Tempur-Pedic. Welcome to bed.
In his State of the Union speech, President Bush acknowledged that at kitchen tables across our country, there is concern about our economic future. Well, taking that as a cue, tonight we begin a new series about the financial problems families are wrestling with in those kitchen table discussions. We start with one of the most wrenching problems, families losing their homes. 1.3 million properties faced the threat of foreclosure last year, 79% more than in 2006. So Betsy Stark sat down at the kitchen table with one couple fighting to keep their home.
3 years ago, at the peak of the housing boom, Susan and Michael Walker bought their piece of the American dream in Clayton, North Carolina for $172,000, no money down.
I've always wanted, you know, a nice home in a nice neighborhood for my family, but the price that has come with it, who would have imagined?
Mike is a house painter. Susan works in a doctor's office, and together, with a combined income of about $80,000 a year, they managed their mortgage payments at the introductory rate of 9%.
And then it just kept going, you know, up and up.
Adjusting every 6 months to where it is today at 14%.
With your mortgage at about 14%, what's your monthly payments on the house?
$2,015 a month right now.
And at 2015, what happens to all the other bills?
We gotta...
They don't get paid.
They've turned off the house phone. It's a luxury they can't afford. And when they fill up, it's $10 at a time.
I can't even, you know, afford to get gas so I can go to work to make money, to pay the bills.
The Walkers are so afraid of losing their home and uprooting their 3 sons, they pay the mortgage first, even when it cuts into grocery money.
So there's that much pressure on you all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We have the electric company coming here to shut off our electricity. It's embarrassing.
There are times they've borrowed from their sons to pay the bills. Brian is 19.
Sometimes my mom can't pay him. She'll ask me or Alex will lend her some money. She comes home stressed a lot.
Mike's now started looking for a night job. But for all they struggle, they have still fallen 2 months behind on their mortgage payments.
And you don't come up with it. You must have asked yourself.
Try not to think about it.
What you're going to do.
I just don't know. I mean, we have 3 kids that live here with us, you know, that we're responsible for, and this is their home. I don't know.
The Walkers have done what all the experts say you should. Mike says he made repeated calls to their lender, Homecomings Financial, to try to work out a lower payment, and he mailed in an application for a new loan weeks ago.
I can't do it anymore. You know, the percentage is just too high for us, and the payments are.
Susan even filed a complaint with the state banking commissioner.
Would it be so bad if they got 9% interest from us rather than, you know, 14% interest? I mean, 9% is still pretty, you know, a pretty penny.
But it wasn't until we called Homecomings that the Walkers got a call back with the news they had been praying for.
They're going to refinance our mortgage, you know, $1,300 a month, and I just couldn't believe it. I mean, I was shocked.
We can keep our house, you know. We can. I mean, you know, I don't know what is. I'm lost to words. It's just amazing that they're willing to work with us.
The Walkers will now have a fixed rate loan of 7.6%. If they hadn't been able to renegotiate, financial planners tell us they might have been better off walking away from the house. They put no money down. The house is worth less than what they paid for it. In a sense, they were just renters paying a rent they couldn't afford, but it looks like a happy ending for them, Charlie.
All right, but it wasn't until a network called that they got refinancing.
That's right.
Betsy Stark at the kitchen table. Thanks. We learned about the couple, by the way, in Betsy's report because they contacted us through our website. And so we encourage you to log on, tell us about a kitchen table issue your family might be facing, and you can post a video or send us an email. And we have an expert ready to answer your questions about how to fight foreclosure. All of that at abcnews.com. And when we come back, new findings about the midlife blues. If you're finding life in your 40s a little tough, you're not alone.
Well, that's it. I just took my osteoporosis medicine, and now I'm set for the whole month because I take Boniva. Just 1 pill a month builds strong, healthy bones to help prevent fractures. And it's working for me. My test results prove my bones have gotten stronger. Studies show after 1 year on Boniva, 9 out of 10 women had better bone density. Unlike treatments you have to take every week, you only need Boniva once a month. So it makes my bones stronger on my schedule.
You should not take Boniva if you have low blood calcium, severe kidney disease, or cannot sit or stand for at least 60 minutes. Follow dosing instructions carefully. Stop taking Boniva and tell your doctor if you experience difficult or painful swallowing, chest pain, or severe or continuing heartburn, as these may be signs of serious upper digestive problems.
I've got this one body and this one life, so I'm glad this one pill is making my bones strong.
Ask your doctor if Boniva is right for you. And for a free trial offer, call 1-800-4-BONIVA. There's only one.
6 weeks back, you were shopping. Now you're paying. In those same 6 weeks, Cheerios could have helped lower your cholesterol 4%. Cheerios, 4% in 6 weeks. Now's the time.
I found it. One medicine for my seasonal allergies. Veramist nasal spray. I've got the power of one to treat all my nasal symptoms. All my eye symptoms, too. It's true. Veramist is FDA approved to treat seasonal nasal and eye symptoms.
For best results, use once daily. Side effects may include nosebleed or nasal sores. Nasal fungal infection, glaucoma, or cataracts may occur.
And for your first 30 days free, go to Veramist.com. Ask your doctor about Veramist for seasonal allergy symptoms. The power of one.
New Asian garlic or new tequila lime shrimp. Red Lobster's classic hand-breaded shrimp and shrimp scampi. Now you don't have to choose just one. Pair your two favorites together for a short time at Red Lobster. Come see what's fresh today.
Oh, no! I just parked here a second ago! Give me a break, will you? I can't believe this is happening! No, don't put that! Put it down! Down, push down! No! Take one of those other cars!
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles with 2 different gels for softness and support are outrageously comfortable.
On second thought, I think I'll walk. Yeah, it'll be good for me. Good for the environment, right?
Isn't it time you put a little gel in your step? Dr. Scholl's.
The old cliche is that life begins at 40, but for most people, that time of life apparently isn't so rosy. A new study finds that at that time, in midlife, we're more likely to feel low and even miserable. Here's ABC's David Muir.
The researchers are convinced when it comes to happiness, we're all in this together.
This is a universal phenomenon.
They found people everywhere are their happiest in their 20s and 30s, and then again in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. So what about your 40s?
The 40s are the low point, apparently all over the world.
In fact, researchers crunched the numbers and found that among the millions of people they looked at, 44 was the lowest point.
The most plausible theory is that at the start of life we have very high aspirations, very high expectations, and it's painful through our 30s and until the mid-40s to let those go.
Maybe this helped me and so...
Gail Harris fits the study to a T. She describes the heartache of her mid-40s, the divorce, the career change.
You start assessing where you are and wondering if that's all there is. Could you be happier? Something almost magical and mysterious happens as you round the bend of 50.
In fact, at 56, Gail says she's the happiest she's ever been. And researchers aren't surprised. Look where Gail falls on what they call the universal U-curve. As you can see, once people get past those 40s, the low point, they get happier, much happier.
People cut themselves a bit of slack. They accept they're not going to end up the general manager of their company. They're not going to win a Nobel Prize.
But accepting that is the hard part.
Not settling. It's different. It's just really understanding who you are, what you can really accomplish in life.
Harold Goldman, now in his 70s, remembers those 40s.
I think you say to yourself, is this the way I want it always to be?
That's what Gail Harris asked. Now she started a new web venture, reaching out to help others struggling at midlife. She knows they're just behind the curve. David Muir, ABC News, New York.
There's a death to note tonight. Margaret Truman, the only child of President Harry Truman and Bess Truman. She was drawn to music by her piano-playing father. She was a concert singer, radio and TV host, and best-selling author of 32 books. Truman never liked living in the White House. She called it the Great White Jail. Margaret Truman Daniel was 83 years old. And when we come back, behind-the-scenes political drama at last night's State of the Union.
Feeling that big cold all over your body?
Immerse yourself in total cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus. Liquid medicine that speeds relief to every inch of you. For big relief, fast. Alka-Seltzer Plus liquidates your big cold all over. Also available in liquid gel and liquid. And now break free from chest congestion and coughing with new Alka-Seltzer Plus mucus and congestion.
Beneful? You're definitely thinking Beneful. With wholesome grains, real beef, even carrots and peas, you only think you're getting spoiled. Spoiled? And it's good for you, too.
Healthful, flavorful, Beneful.
Vitamin D is a key to calcium absorption, which helps keep bones strong. Caltrate has advanced levels of vitamin D. Keep your bones strong to keep your body strong. Caltrate, the key to strong bones.
Change it up a bit, and you're sure to get a reaction. Don't let erectile dysfunction slow things down. Viva Viagra! Viagra, America's most prescribed ED treatment, can help you enjoy a more satisfying sexual experience. To learn more, cruise on over to Viagra.com. Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Don't take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects may include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease in vision or hearing. Now's the time to get moving and ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
The oven's broken.
It's probably in shock that you're trying to use it.
And I was gonna make dessert.
Who needs an oven?
Ooh.
Philadelphia ready-to-eat cheesecake filling. One easy step, just spread and enjoy.
I think the dishwasher's broken too.
That's the freezer.
Philadelphia ready-to-eat cheesecake filling. Also look for new chocolate dream, a little taste of heaven in chocolate.
Wednesday, when this roughneck wife swaps places with a burlesque queen, she'll have an axe to grind when she's forced to bump and grind.
I look like a man dressed up as a woman.
All new Wife Swap, Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, he's America's favorite TV counselor, celebrating his 100th show. But Dr. Phil is facing the hard questions now, and he'll answer them live tomorrow, only on Good Morning America.
Finally tonight, a mini-drama with 3 famous characters. We might call it a snub or not a snub. Senator Ted Kennedy yesterday endorsed Barack Obama. So how would those 2 senators act when next they encountered Hillary Clinton? All 3 players in this drama were together last night at the State of the Union. And before the speech, it was Senator Clinton apart, Kennedy with Obama, who seems to see her out of the corner of his eye. And in 4 photographs taken by a New York Times photographer, Clinton approaches the pair. Obama is now looking forward. Clinton extends her hand to Kennedy, but Obama deliberately, coincidentally, unknowingly turns away. She reaches for Kennedy's hand. Obama continues looking elsewhere. She shakes Kennedy's hand. Obama is still looking elsewhere. Her take on this today?
Well, I reached my hand out in friendship and unity, and my hand is still reaching out, and I look forward to shaking his hand sometime soon.
His take on this today? Reactions seem to break down on partisan lines. Clinton supporters today were saying snub. Obama supporters were saying no snub. One senator who saw the whole thing said, "We've got lots to argue about. This isn't one of those things." Good point. Tactful, too. And that is World News for this Tuesday. I'm Charlie Gibson, and I hope you had a good day. For all of us at ABC News, have a good night.
Thursday. The most amazing season of the most anticipated series begins.
We have to go back!
Lost, the 2-hour premiere event Thursday, followed by the premiere of Eli Stone on ABC.
Oprah's first worldwide interactive event.
I'm teaching the best class you could ever take, how you can sign up.
Next Oprah, tomorrow at 3 here on ABC 7.
McDonald's double cheeseburger.
Man, how is that only $1?
It's on the dollar menu, dude.
But a burger like that for $1?
And they do that every day.
Yeah, awesome quality, awesome prices.
They should say that in a commercial.
Totally.
California fire chiefs strongly support the state's new gaming agreements with 4 Southern California Indian tribes. The tribes agreed to pay California a much higher percentage of their gaming revenues, providing billions to help fund fire and emergency response and other public services statewide. Our state faces serious budget problems, so we really need these new revenues. The California Fire Chiefs Association supports new Indian gaming agreements. They're good for public safety, good for local communities, and good for our state. Thank you.
McDonald's Egg McMuffin.
Whoa, 2 for $3?
Hey, that's less than your fancy pants coffee in the morning.
How can they do that?
It's McDonald's.